Mm. It's just me and you.
There we go.
Awesome.
Oh, there we go.
Now I can hear you.
How you doing, man?
It's amazing that after a year of this, we're still trying to figure out how Zoom works. Isn't that weird? How is this still a thing? Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm doing super duper. Where are you right now? What part of the country are you in?
I am in California right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You rock stars have really changed. Waking up this early. How is
Yeah.
what is happening here in life?
Kids.
Is that normally a Dan day? Is wake up early and be dad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm a early riser, and I have been for a long time. I'm always up by 5, and I enjoy the morning hours. I enjoy when it's quiet and the kids aren't quite up yet. And
yeah. I mean, when you get up, you do the workout, you do the kids. Do you then just straight up go start into writing songs? What is your normal day like?
Yeah, I mean, it changes, but typically lately it's been I wake up and I've been taking a course in C# coding. So I've been doing that for the last few months.
I'm sorry?
In the morning hours. C#, like coding, the C# coding language.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I love education. I didn't get to finish college. I'm still a junior in college, I guess. So I don't know, as I get older, I really enjoy learning. So that's something I've been doing right when I wake up, and then the kids get up around 6:30, and then I've been doing jujitsu for a little bit now.
So you didn't finish the education. Where did you start college, and where are you going to college now?
It's kind of a complex story. I went to college. I applied for BYU. I got into BYU, and then I got kicked out of BYU, and then I went to UNLV for a year, and then reapplied to BYU, got back into BYU.
Okay.
And then, then like a year and a half later, the band kind of blew up, and then I deferred. And then I'm a junior still at BYU, I think, or something like that.
You know, the uncle told me, he said, I don't hire anyone who doesn't finish what they started.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. My mom still tells me that. So, yeah, she still is like, are you going to get your degree, one day? I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, so the courses I've been taking are actually just on Udemy, which is just like a video learning you can learn like anything. You can learn to paint or whatever you want to do. And so I've just been taking courses in game development, because that's something I've wanted to do since I was young. And
yeah, you're trying to write it. You're trying to create a whole video game. I mean, look, Dan, you're an incredibly impressive man. You're writing your own video game. You're going back to college. You're generous beyond belief. You gave away your childhood house. You've helped fleeing refugees. You've raised millions for cancer. Is there anything that you suck at?
I feel like I suck at it. To be honest with you, I feel like I suck at everything. And I'm constantly, even with the coding lately, I'm like, oh, it's frustrating to me. I get frustrated. You can ask my wife. I'm like, every day I'm frustrated, because I'm like, I can't. This isn't coming as quick as I would like it to be coming. And I want to learn it, and I'm like desperately taking notes and like taking quizzes and constantly trying to push myself. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I could be. It's sad. It's when you say it like that, it's like, oh wow, it sounds like I've done a lot. But in my opinion, I feel like I could be doing a lot more.
I know.
I've been given so much. It's like, okay,
So what do you do when you hit that wall? I know I just crash and burn and quit. And that's the difference between someone who's mega successful like Dan Reynolds and Brad Steiner. But when you hit that wall and you're like, I just can't. I don't think this is going to work. What do you do?
I hit it all the time. I mean, really? You're catching me on a day today where I'm frustrated right now, because I was like, I've been working on a game with a team of 12 people for over a year, but I'm also making these mini games just for me. And I share it with like my brother and a couple other people, because that's how you learn, right? You learn by like trial and error, making little things, coding little things. And I hit a wall just this morning where I'm like, all right, this is my game crashed and something was wrong deep in the code, and I don't want to go through it. I'm just like, oh. But give it a beat and then come back.
Yeah, what happens when you hit that wall musically? I'm sure it doesn't happen as much now because you've got a well-worn path of what is successful. But early on, you guys hit success pretty quickly, but I'm sure that
Yeah.
before that came with a ton of walls that you hit.
Yeah, for sure. Our band almost broke up like 3 times before anything happened. And on top of that, 2 of the members who had been with us for years were like, this is, we want to have kids, like we're going to move on to a new thing, and dropped out of the band 2 months before the band got signed. So yeah, that stuff happens all the time, and you never know when you're right around the corner from something great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I don't have the answer to that, and there are certainly things that I feel like throwing my hands up all the time.
What about
but yeah,
But when you do hit walls like that, do you have any vices? Does Dan have any vices? Or
oh yeah,
yeah?
man, for sure. Yeah, I battle things all the time, and I've battled things for a long time, and I certainly have vices and problems just like everyone else in the entire world. And I just happen to be a more private person, so I keep when I feel like it's conducive to talk about those things, then I do. But sometimes I feel like vices are glorified as well, and I feel like we have a lot of kids and people who consume Imagine Dragons, and so I pick my moments. Yeah.
What about therapy? Does Dan jump into therapy, or
Oh
is
yeah,
music? Yeah.
no,
So
I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I go to therapy. I have since I was like a teenager. And
so I have a theory here, and you tell me because you're the expert. I hit therapy about 6 years ago. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me, right? But I feel as though the moment that it kicked in was the moment where I was able to not just be more vulnerable, but almost see people completely transparently. Not in a bad way, but I got a picture into your soul so quickly because I had to dig so deep into mine. I wonder if because you have gone through whatever it is that you've gone through in your life, the vices, the things that you battled, the therapy, that makes you a better artist. Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think as I get older, that my primary concern as an artist is honesty. It's one of the reasons that we brought Rick Rubin on this record, because that's his when we met with him originally, he was like, that was his focus. It was like vulnerability and honesty. And that, as I get older, that's all I care about. And in my younger writing years, that was an elusive thing to me because I didn't want to be vulnerable, because I didn't want people to hear what I was dealing with, because I didn't want them to judge me. I didn't want them to, so when I was going through like a spiritual crisis or whatever, or dealing with, abuse of some sort, I would put it in metaphor below metaphor, so that I was shielded. So someone listened to Radioactive and they're like, oh, this is a song about the apocalypse. And I was like, awesome, mission accomplished. But that song was about me dealing with debilitating depression and anxiety. It had nothing to do with any, like, it was like, and that was, I look back on that and it was like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have done it in that way. But also I'm like, that's part of my journey. It's part of who I am. But this record,
I mean, songs are of the moment, right? And you can only write for what you are and how you are at that
exactly.
moment.
And it's part of the journey, and I'm not mad at it, and I'm proud of that song. I'm proud of our earlier stuff, but you become a different writer as life changes,
Look, I mean, and as a honest and authentic songwriter that you have blossomed into being, is there a moment or a line or something that is too far that you say, I'm not going there just yet?
I don't think so. I would say I would say this. There are some songs I've written that I don't feel would be beneficial to the world in any way to put out. And that I haven't put out for that reason. And there are people who argue and say, well, you should put out everything, and that's the main stuff you should put out. And I'm very aware of who I am in the world. I'm aware of our impact in the world, and aware of kids. And I just have a different opinion on those things.
Man, I find that to be fascinating, because normally the answer would be, I put out this song for me.
Yeah, I do, but I still do. The difference is, I still put out the song for me, but the difference is, there might be 2 songs that I could put out, both of which are for me, and one of which I think will serve what my quest is in the world. Like, will align with my goals, right? And the other one is, it doesn't align with my goals, and I have goals that are more important to me than music. I have goals that are more important to me than that in my existence and my time on this earth, that supersedes it.
I find that to be, look, you're a selfless guy to begin with. So, I mean, I find that to be incredibly humbling and selfless all at the same time. I wonder, though, if you have, I imagine that being around Dan, it's a lot of this, a lot. You're talking about high level things that are cutting through a normal just BS conversation, right? I wonder if like you're sitting around with your friends and you're like, I explaining your goals and saying what the band is supposed to be, what a song is supposed to be, what your overall life mission is. How do you hear somebody when they say, I'm just not really that big of a fan, when you've laid out this entire path for the band to be something bigger than just a song?
Yeah. I think in my earlier years, I would be hurt, for sure. I know I'd be hurt because first of all, artists are sensitive. So you're already coming at something from a very sensitive place, and then you're sharing something vulnerable, and someone might put their nose up to it and say, well, it's not for me. And that's hurtful. Mm-hmm. As I get older, I that has changed a lot for me. I don't know. I don't really know why. I think as you get older, I think probably as you get older, you become more sure of who you are, what you want, what you want to do in life, what you want to surround yourself with. And you just don't care that much about other things. And so, that has changed for me over the years. I would be like, all right, that's fine. And absolutely, do your thing. You don't have sure. I don't care. You don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. And see ya.
I'm telling you, that's therapy. That's therapy. The moral compass, the compass that puts you due north on that path was set back when you walked into that therapist's office. And that's why you probably feel a lot more free and a lot more open.
Yeah, it's self-love. Yeah, self-love, self-assurance. Yeah.
So with all that being said, you have this vulnerability, this authenticity that you put into songwriting, and you put in, you've been very clear about, some of the personal nature of especially Follow You. My wife says to me, after 15 years being together and 14 years married, she said every year on our anniversary, marriage is her best teacher. Harder deal, marriage or Rick Rubin? Yeah. In both ways, good teacher, very good teacher.
Yeah, different teachers. As far my wife is also an incredible artist. She's my greatest influence, my greatest asset. She is, everything I do always goes through her filter, always, and I trust her above all. Then Rick Rubin comes right under that. Rick's, he's a legend. He's done everything. He's this elusive, interesting character. He's he's interesting to be around. He's vibey and everything you want him to be. He's all those things. And he's a musical genius.
Yeah.
It was a great marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one that I'm sure we'll do again.
Well, congratulations on the album. I mean, you don't need, this dope to tell you. Congratulations. But the new album, it feels like it's a real moment for you guys. Mercury Act 1, September 3rd. Thanks so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. I think that you're an enormously fascinating man. So, keep that due north. I'm excited to watch it happen.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the great questions, and appreciate your time.
Hey, you too, buddy. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you soon. Enjoy California. Get some
sleep.
All right.
All right.